Have a good sleep time. Good morning to the good morning. Well, good evening to the rest of you who will be staying up. Why is this mic testing? This mic is so. Is this not the mic? No, this is the mic. Okay, weird. I will do this then. Make sure that the mic stays audible? Question mark? Maybe I should make a warning for that. Scuffed mic time. Alright. Hello. Oh, you okay? Can I? We'll try it. Whoa. That got a very clear. Oh my god. No, I can't turn this on. Well, it seems fine. Maybe. What? There. Okay. Alright. Hey, Luna. Harding is indeed happening. I'm pretty sure this is the normal. Oh yeah? Ooh, exciting. FYI. Sorry, I took a bite of cereal immediately after I said FYI. But you guess you're super clumsy? What does that mean? What? Am I gonna turn this into an IRL stream to show you? To show you things? Is that not exciting for you? I assume that it was exciting because you bought it. I mean, yeah, I just started. What kind of Copics did you buy? When I started using Copics, I just borrowed someone's set because someone had a set. I couldn't justify just buying Copics right off the bat. Because they were so expensive. You don't know? What do you mean? Like you don't know what colors you got? Did you just blindfold yourself until you got home? Luna, you are casting so much doubt and I'm asking the most basic of question. Uh-huh. But you didn't know where to start? No, I said, what colors did you get? Yes. No, I was asking what colors. Like, what colors did you pick? Oh man, you went in deep. Yeah, like, I meant like what, you know, pick blues or greens or... Yes. You can buy them individually, you know. Also, like, you could have asked as well if you wanted, like, help or something. Not necessarily, because if all you were after were 7 colors, that would still be cheaper than if you bought 32 colors. You know what I mean? Because you'd still be buying that many more colors. And you don't even know if you're gonna use them. For me, honestly, when I bought my first set, I bought the set that was primarily grayscale with some pastel in it. I don't know which one that is, but it was like I think it was like a 12 color set. Well, you're not gonna know until you start experimenting, right? But, okay, so first of all, I want to say I'm not judging you for buying 32. I was like, wow, you bought a lot of colors. My collection has grown over time, so I didn't buy all of them all at once. I bought maybe like 4 at a time because they are expensive. I can't justify buying them all at once, and not everything in a set gets used. So whenever I just like think I need a color or know that I need a color is when I would consider buying a new color. I would recommend that instead of trying to learn Copics with all of your colors, you pick a set of 5 and then focus on just not it's been years and it sounds fine. Honestly, the colors I picked, most of them are not in like a cohesive set, so it wouldn't have benefited me to buy a set in any case. Because here's the thing, right? um Copics have a lot of in-between colors, but the reality is you don't really necessarily need all of them. For example, the grayscales have from 00 to I think 10 or 9. But for me, I have 00, and then do I have 2? I'd have to like pull my collection. 00, then 3, then 5, then 7, and then I have just like black. Yeah, my recommendation is to honestly just limit your palette, because if you have your whole set in front of you, you're gonna be part of the time you'll be too busy thinking of what color to use, which is in a way hindering you from learning the markers instead of just picking a limited palette and then using that to learn how to blend. Like I know there's a blending marker. You don't really need that marker. You also don't need special paper. A high quality like copy paper, like A4 printer paper, is all you really need, and I'm not even kidding about that, because I know there's like special Copic sketchbooks and Copic excuse me, Copic paper. They're not okay. So here's the thing. Last time, do you remember Mara? I don't know if you remember Mara, but so she had gotten Copics at the same time as I did. Like when I bought my own set. And at one point she got a Copic sketchbook. And this was like a sketchbook that was, by Copic, and it was for the markers. And honestly, my regular like printer paper worked way better. Like when she like showed me it. And it was like, man. When you get more into it later on. Yeah, no, that's perfect. I'm just saying, like, you don't necessarily need those specialized Copic papers. Just regular printer paper works perfectly. Oh. I'm curious because I'm curious as how to color things in, because you basically, just fill the thing. But I'm curious as to what that video taught you. Hey, Oxbot. I hope, man, the first thing I thought of is that your perfectionism is coming through. Don't let that bother you. Just have fun with the markers. Like, streaky or no streaky. It's storming? Oh no! Is my mic too soft? But is it like... Because I am just using my headset mic because I'm far too lazy to grab the other one today. Yes, I know. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I guess just the way I think what's happening here is just I'm comparing the way I learn new materials, so it's okay. Might be both the rain and the mic. I can just grab the actual mic for everyone's benefit if you guys want to wait for a second, because I literally just jumped straight in. I'm just like, all right, let me just play with it and see what happens. Because I bet like my first, I don't know which sketchbook I have them in, because otherwise I'd show them to you. Like my first sketchbook pieces. You know what? Give me a moment. What I'm gonna do is this. I'm gonna grab the microphone. One. I'm gonna plug in my camera. And then I'll show you some Copic stuff. If you have questions that I can help with, more than happy to. And I apologize if I seem like I was being very judgy. I promise I was not. Basically, I'm just like, you was never able to color in? Nah, just like is that just like like you're scared of ruining it kind of deal? Because I definitely have those moments. Because you can never color it in right. I think, see, here's the thing, right? You're thinking there's a right and proper way to color. And there is some techniques that you can use. But I feel that, well, no. This is, I want to put a big giant asterisk of everything that I'm about to say next. Is basically, what I'm saying is purely from my personal experience and what I think is a good way to go about learning things, is to just like dive right into it, and you know, instruction or no instruction. Well, yeah, that's why I keep saying that this is my experience. And so, because I don't want to be like, this is how you should do it, because it's definitely not the only way. Right. You need some guidance. What would I... You know what? Let me get the mic first. Let me get the mic first. Churning my feet uselessly. Right. Okay. I getcha. Yeah, like, I don't want you to think that I'm trying to be like super judgy about how you do things. I'm not. It's definitely more of like, you know, you should just have fun with it and play with it, and even if you're not getting the results you want, to like fully understand the material. But again, I realize that I'm saying that because that's how I learn things when it comes to art materials, is just like jump into the pool and swim around and like, whoa, this is working. Whoa, that's nice. No, that's great. Okay, I'm gonna grab the things I said I was gonna grab. God, this table is so heavy. Ah. And then I'll be right back. And I'll get my... Hold on, let me do this so that it's not like a weird empty screen. That's cool. No, I understand. And like, if you have, I'm sure you've already learned bunch of the basics, but if you have any other questions, I'm happy to help. One moment, I'm gonna grab the better mic. Oh no, you're not coming across as defensive at all. I just feel like I started to become the more I analyzed the way I was saying things, like, maybe I'm being too judgy is what I was thinking. So it's totally not you. Alright, I'll be right back. I'm talking with the mic muted. We're talking about traditional media. Copic markers. If there's anything that I would suggest to practice on for Copic markers, it is learning how to, I barely ever use the chisel tip unless I'm just coloring in a middle area a lot, or like filling in a color, and with Copic it's really just like layering over and over and over again to get like the smoothest color that you can. And the thing is, sometimes it can be really tricky if you're using the lighter colors, because when you start coloring with them, they're so light that the alcohol in the marker mixture is tinting the paper way darker than when it's dry. So you gotta get used to that. So I would recommend just like playing around with like seeing the drying like before and after, so you have like a better mental, like, okay, this is not the final color. With darker colors it's a lot easier. And then the other thing that I would say to practice is, I'm just gonna draw on my thing, hold on, is just the way you lift. So for the brush tip, which is, like the way you lift the tip so that you can have like a fading. Oh, this doesn't do that. Hold on. Which one has it? Nope. Nope. Like, this is a better. Like, how, not that it tapers, but how it fades from a dark color to light. Because that's really the key to blending two colors together. It's not necessarily the blender marker. that can help, but it is like, I promise you it will be a lot smoother if you just blend two colors together by like doing one color this way and then doing the other color that way. Like, you see how I'm like the thin part, like that's really how I blend colors, and I feel that it's way smoother than like putting color and then using the blender to go across the middle of it. So practice like that motion of like paper and lift to achieve that kind of dark to light gradient for your colors, because that would be a good skill to have when using Copics. And if you get really into them, I have a paper that I highly recommend. Oh yeah, honestly, it was super fun though. Luna, the more you tell yourself things like that, the more you are programming your brain to think that that is what you are. So I recommend you stop. Like, yes, you can actually, like, I'm sure that there are moments that you are actually clumsy, but you are, the brain is a weird thing. You know when they say fake it till you make it? That is because the brain is just that funky. It is a computer. So if you program it a certain way, it will act a certain way. And then you get confirmation bias, which like reinforces whatever habit it is. No, I'm sure it's not, but like it won't necessarily help you, you know? So why put a roadblock in yourself when you don't have to? But you know, I think I haven't. There you go. There you go. Yeah, and that's like a mental roadblock that you're putting in. And when you stumble, you're like, of course I'm stumbling because I'm XYZ, and you know, not helping anyone. Definitely not helping you. I'm pretty sure I put it in the archive, so I'm gonna look at the archive instead. If it loads. Is it just stories? Where's my posts? That's not doing anything. Can I not view archive post? Luna, do you have a lighter equivalent that you can layer? Because another thing you will want to learn with Copics, and also to save yourself money, is to layer your colors. I have learned that for my complexion, it is... Hold on. Aha! But you could add and layer a bit of yellow to tint to that. Or if you have the 000, like 40 green, you can kind of try to neutralize the red. Oh. Now I am moving things so I can grab my Copics. I also love this song. I think for me, E34 Toast is my color. The color of my skin. Yeah, when I color, I usually use Toast. Like, for me. E34 Toast. And see... Oh man, hold on. Okay, alright. But I can't. God damn it. I'm gonna have to finish my breakfast first before I can even try to remotely show you my collection. Well, I think in my Patreon podcast, no. Well, like I said, you don't necessarily need every color in between things. With Copics, like, you can just blend two colors. They are transparent. So if you layer one color atop the other, they'll both be showing through to some capacity. So, play with blending. Practice your flicks and overlaying, which is, you know, putting one color above the other. That's great. I'm glad to hear that. And you know what? This is... Let me see. I'm hoping that there might not be... Can't say that now. Here we go. This will be for later. If you get super serious about doing Copic, I cannot recommend this sketchbook enough. Render by Crescent. Because it's not for watercolor. It tells you that it's like for all media, but it's not. But it's so good with Copic. One, so like this, for example, this piece here, like this, to make this blend, that is a lot of like going back and forth between the same two colors. The way I told you earlier, I was just going back and forth, blue, purple, blue, purple, blue, purple, and sometimes the pink. Just depends on like what the mix I want to do goes, just to like make sure that kind of blends as best as it could. But look, this area here, it's just black, the black marker. This is the opposite page. So this is the page behind that one. Like zero bleed through. Isn't that amazing? I freaking love this sketchbook so much. I feel like if you're gonna get serious with like Copic markers, this is the sketchbook to buy. Like, hands down, this is the sketchbook to buy. This is great for all ink and most dry media. The only thing I wouldn't recommend is for watercolors, because it tells you that you can use watercolor with it, but you have to do like super light washes. And even then, like for this, I used the super light wash and it was still like warping the paper really crazily. So I really just would use it exclusively for markers. Yeah, here. Okay, we're doing this. Because, like, honestly, this paper is so incredible. Okay, hold on. I have to shift some things on my table. No, don't apologize. Honestly, one of my favorite things to do is just making art with people. Not necessarily together, as in, like, we're working on the same thing, but just arting at the same time and helping other people kind of explore their art options is one of my favorite things to do, because especially now in the age of AI and digital stuff, there's a lot of people that think they can't do something. Just because they haven't practiced that they can't, because it won't come out perfect the first time they try. Many people think that, they can't, but don't apologize, Oxbot. This is not me pressuring you to draw, but if you feel like it, please, I would love to have you draw along. You're not derailing my stream, Luna. Luna, I expected today's stream to be absolutely dead. Like, dead. Because Friday streams are like that. There's normally like 0 people here or 0 people talking. So I was expecting to just be streaming for nobody and like idly, just like quietly working on my thing. And now there's something more exciting happening. Excuse me, my voice is dying. I don't know why. Did I? I mean, if I could inspire you to draw, I'm like super happy about that. There's so many people that go into, people, I have heard this said to me so many times. I wish I could draw like that. And my response is always, you can. But the important part to realize is that you gotta start somewhere, and you gotta start. Because I didn't start drawing like that, Oh, no, yeah, and you said that you would draw every start of your stream, right? Haven't been doing it school semester. Hey, every little scribble helps. Honestly. Had a fun plan for a bad art joint game? Ooh. Heck yeah. I really wish I could do the bad art jam. Already explained why I can't. Let's sigh. Damn me being busy. Okay, give me a moment because there's quite a bit on my table since I've been working on stuff. Let's see how well this will work for me today, because I haven't fully tested out this setup yet, but honestly, right now my biggest issue is thinking that my traditional stuff is not good enough, because that's why I've been focusing a lot on digital, but freaking love working traditionally, dudes. It's my #1 favorite way to work. Okay, let's see. This is gonna be slightly wonky, but we will do my best to got a decent workflow now. Ooh, that's cool. Is it hard? Oh god. Okay, let's see. I'm not gonna bother with the... Your roll? Oh. Why is it not on? Let's see. Should I just show you this thing? I guess that'd be an easy way. Oh, there you go. Hello! I suppose I could just do it like this. Oh, but then No, we're not gonna do it like that. It's also very much out of focus. Hold on. Oh! Let me see if I can do it this way. Wow. Okay, that is much better. It's shifting. Why are you shifting? Okay, that is better. Hello, once again! Take a picture of it with your phone, upload to your cloud, clean up in Krita. Nice. Something that's like the hardest part, isn't it? It's finding that process that makes sorry, I'm trying to reach for my... You know what? I'm afraid that I will drop you. I'll just put it. Alright. I have my render sketchbook right here. As you can see, it's there. I think I think it's supposed to be a sketchbook like this, but I started from this side. Oh, why did I... Okay. And so, you know what? I'm gonna put my keyboard down here for now. Look. Alright, so there is here's the thing. Look. This is all marker, and you can see all the streaks of the marker that's happening in the black area. You see that? It's completely blank. Absolutely, positively blank. Also, I don't know why this has like an auto... You know what? Let me see if I can... Because It's so dark. I have my lamp up to the brightest, but I think it has like an auto... Like, it's so dark. And you see how it's like... shifting the... I wanted to stop that. It does that even if I'm not like... if I don't have it in... Damn it. Oh well. How thick are the pages? Not very. It's thicker than... It's almost like cardstock, but slightly thinner. So it is a relatively thick paper, but even cardstock can bleed through with alcohol markers if you're not... Water, so water versus alcohol markers. I wouldn't use water... Have I used water? Soluble marker. Look, hey look, it's my studies. See, this is what I do. Blending practices, and what these numbers are the Copic marker colors. And blending, sorry. See, like that. I also, for here, I take note of what layer went on top first. So, but like, combining colors to make it look just like, oh, I can't. You can see more of the bottom part. Because I was trying to figure out this painting by Maxwell Parrish. But as you can see, this is, would recommend doing this for anyone you like want to learn stuff. So okay, so this is, yeah, so this here is using water-based markers, which I also have, but as I know there, can kind of blend on, but it's very dirty. Causes piling. And that piling is when you layer a color so much it starts to break the fabrics of the paper, so you feel those little, whatchamacallit, little bumps of the paper fibers like coming off of the paper. So that's no good. So you can't, this isn't good for anything that's water based. But alcohol markers, on the other hand, whole different ballpark. This is the perfect paper for that kind of marker. Like even here, you know, it's not bleed. None of my studies here have bled through other pages. This is the most impressive. I keep this page intentionally unused so that I can be like, look how like much it does not bleed whatsoever. Because in all other pages I've like, but trust me, if you're blending with like markers, you just go over it a lot. And you can see with my coloring it, like there's still some like streaking. That's fine. I've learned to just accept these things. But same thing here. The way I did the blending is basically that same flicking back and forth, back and forth. I haven't used this one too much because I haven't been playing with my markers a lot. Let's see. Oh, I guess I can show this too since, well, this is here. All my Copics are in. I've reused my box for my old Switch because it's huge. And this is my Copics, and how I've arranged them is warm colors are here, cool colors are here, and then all the refill inks are in the middle. But yeah, there's more than 36 in here, guarantee.
but let's play a little bit. You have that Switch too? Yeah, I got it like a while back. Let me put this here. Let's see if we can get toast with other colors, shall we? So this is the action. Is that kind of flicking. And oh yeah, no, I have a stupid amount. It's grown over time. And basically just, this is what I do when I blend. Oh, god dang it. Go over with one, and go over with the other. And wait for it to dry. You can see where on the camera, you can see the area where the alcohol still is. Oh, it's kind of cool to watch. Yeah, but I just do that. I keep open all the markers that I need to use for blending, and then I just go back and forth until it's blended, like so. And I put my hand in to brighten the exposure a little. I don't know why it's so dark. I'm sorry. Can't fix it. It does it automatically. I don't have it automatically adjusting stuff, but it does it anyway. So, I don't know. I don't know what to say. Promise you, my lamp is as bright as it gets. Oh wait, I lied. There you go. Now my lamp is as bright as it gets. Now it's a little bit better. A little bit brighter. But yes, we were gonna look for an equivalent to toast. I am rummaging through oh, this is also another tip for you guys. If you have a color that you like, I just put a sticker on it. Now, the reason I have this mark was because I used to have two of this markers. I wanted to mark the one that I was using currently. But I gave that marker away, so. Dang it! Oh my gosh, Luna! I just realized there was a point in time where I needed to give my markers away. And like, I didn't know anyone, because nobody else, none of the artist friends I have use markers. So I just ended up giving it to someone overseas. I could have just given it to you. Because I had a lot of like extras. What is this? Oh, weird. I guess that could be. No, this is too dark. Okay, let's pick like a peachy color. And try to, yeah. Let's see if we can successfully. No, it looks dark, but that's because of the alcohol. Okay, this is too yellow. Putting that back. I guess for this one, you need a slightly darker. We'll try two colors. this might be too light. Or it might be dry. Do I have this? Refill? Yes. Oh man, we're watching a refill. Why aren't you? This is how you refill a Copic marker. There's a better way to do this as well, so, but you have to open both ends so that the ink flows through. You just put drops in. Uh-oh. Put too much. I know I put too much because I felt it fall through my fingers. Wipe all that. This is an old sock that I now use as a paint cloth. Sometimes I also do it on the other side because you kind of have to give it time to go all the way through, but I can be really lazy. And actually, it's one of the nice things about Copics is you can actually buy blanks. So markers like this that it'll have like this on it, but it won't have a color because what it's meant to be is you buy like these and you can mix the colors together to make a custom color if you wanted to. So now this should have, yeah, see, it's a lot more. It's not juicy. But this is too light. Almost like eyedroppers, yes. Dave's recent, actually, like, Copic has done a bit of shrinkflation. So this is their old refill ink things. But now they don't sell these anymore. They sell these. This is how they sell their ink. They said that they did it to save on plastic. But I promise you, it's more likely just there is a whole lot less in the thinner one. Not a whole lot less, but there definitely is less. Yeah. So I found a shop that was like selling all of these at a discount because they are discontinuing them. So I have a bunch of these in colors that I normally wouldn't have gotten. Let's see. How about this guy? Okay, I need to darken this because I think that this is actually kind of close. Oh, but that's because... What color is this? Oh yeah, because it's in the E series. They're both in the E series, so... Pick the pork. Let's put these back. I'm trying to pick colors that aren't in the E series. See if we can come. I do think that I need like a yellow, orangey. The problem is I don't use orange a lot, so I don't have a lot of orange colors. At all. So now it needs a bit more red, but it's now the same value. So these two are at the same darkness, so to speak. need, like, orange. Which is the problem is I don't have enough of it. Ah, you know what? Needs a little bit more neutralizing color. So let's do blue. So I have this very light blue. It's very light. This is not the lightest blue I have, but they're normally in the 000 series. No. We have a lighter peachy color. Let's try this one from earlier. I need something warm. Like a red. Slightly darker red. Will this do it? That's too dark. And too cool. I need like a warmer red. Well, sad to say I don't have a warmer red that is light enough. All of my warm reds are very dark. So I think this is the closest we can get, is this above one, which is, I think, Atoll. And porcelain blue. Actually, just the two of those is not bad. And maybe a touch of blush. It's not perfect. Have I done any impressionist art? No. It doesn't. Impressionist art doesn't appeal to me. It's not the kind of art that I like doing. So, not really. Let's see. Let's write that down. Primary color first. Which one was it? It was Atoll. Where's Atoll? There you go. YR65. The next color we used was BOOO. Oh. Why did you ask? And a little bit of blush. R20. It's a lot redder. Let me put a bit more blue in it. There you go. Maybe the blue has to be on top so it comes off cooler. Now that does, in comparison to this is a lot cooler, but this was a bit more blue. Top. You gotta make notes. You gotta make notes in your studies. Top. Oh, yeah. You found some Impressionist paintings you like a lot? I mean, a lot. I mean, Van Gogh and Monet, most popular ones. Have you tried emulating it? haven't done this kind of study in a bit. You haven't painted much? I mean, digitally too. Go for it. Unfortunately, markers wouldn't be like the best. I mean, you can, but I think you'd have to plan your colors very well, especially if you're emulating like Monet. You don't know what you're doing? You don't have to know what you're doing. You can literally go by vibes. You have to just have a copy of the painting to look at. Because then you can be like, oh, you know, they're putting the green on top of this other color. Because master copies are basically that. Now, I understand that people who do master copies tend to have like some background in painting. But the people they're copying of isn't there to teach them how they did the thing. So they're basically just figuring it out as they go. Oh man, now I need to blend this. Hold on. Ah. Yeah. Honestly, that's how you can learn some new things, because in your efforts to try and understand what's going on, you're going to be going a lot of back. The only thing you have to like keep in mind is you're not trying to aim for like perfection, you know? And something to help with that too is to focus what you're trying to learn first. So for example, are you trying to emulate the brush strokes? Are you trying to emulate the color choices? Or are you trying to emulate the way they paint a certain object? You know? So if you're trying to focus on brush strokes, don't worry about making the painting that you're copying look like the painting that you're copying. You should just try to focus on like doing lots of brush strokes to see which ones feel like what you're copying, you know? Or if you're trying to just copy the color, then see what color they're using, put it on paper, and then see how you can make it blend and put it together so that it looks like what you're trying to copy. And don't focus so much on, oh, is the tree perfectly to the center left like it is in the other painting. You don't need to focus on that. That's why, like, that will help you narrow down on what you need to study and focus it, so you're not worrying about all of the elements of a painting. So if you're learning about color, you're not worrying about composition. But if you're worrying about composition, you don't need to worry about color, you know, instead of having to worry about both. So it lessens the load of what you're trying to learn. So yeah, like, absolutely just go for copying the masters. I've done several master copies myself. One I did for school. I mean, the thing here that you saw, this one is this is basically how I did this master copy of this painting. Now the actual painting does not look like this, obviously, but I was just trying to emulate the way the colors were laid. So this is what I did. So I would say that if you're making a study, not only should you like try to copy the strokes, but take a note of how you did things. So for example, like here, you know, I was like, okay, this is this layer, this is that layer, and then I was trying to be like, this layer went on this layer. So here's me you know, if I put a layer above the others, I made sure I noted that, because that can make a difference. And I was making, okay, this is this color for that color, this is for this. Like, this is upside down, but like, I don't know how else to show it. Like this. So I was like, okay, you do this first. You did a broad stroke of this color, and then on the top is this, and then here is like this color. Yeah. So like this is. Did I copy the exact same thing as? No, obviously not. And there was a lot of mistakes in this if I like look carefully. But the point of it is to try and just get the vibe of the colors. There's lots to correct. Oh, I can't show it in the right side up, but yeah. There you go. Let's see. Let me turn this off. Seems like it might not be needed. Oh, let me. Study of a figure. I mean, if that's all you're after, right? Then you don't need to. If all you're after is the vibes, then you don't need to do a picture perfect copy, right? Let's see, what's it called? Study of a figure outdoors. Now, oh, is that this one? So, unfortunately for you, if you have the museum where this is in and you can go there physically, that is excellent, because that means you can go and look at the actual painting and see like the strokes, how like Monet, because like if we look at it like this, you know, I love that it's in Etsy. Wait, this isn't the actual thing. This is just someone trying to emulate Monet. That is somewhat funny. Not gonna lie. Oh my god, they're so freaking... But, okay, let's see here. So, like, you can't really see the strokes very well. I mean, they're all pictures of the real thing printed on something, so it's kind of like we'd have to go to the actual museum, but I don't know what museum it's in, so. Like this one, Photoshop on iPad Impressionism. I'm sure you can also try to do this digitally. You know, just need to find a brush that can kind of emulate the texture feel. Okay, it seems like they're... Because you can... I love that there's a watermark. Yeah, dude. Yeah, watermark it like you own this painting. Sure. You can see the directions of the stroke. And I think that's something like you'll have to take note. So, let me put it here. Did I put it here? Yes. Okay. So, for example, like the strokes in the skirt are all... Wow, what's a good way? Okay, I can do this. Yeah, I know. It's so watermark, and I'm just like, what? Oh, okay, that's too broad. It's like all... Wow. I can't use this. All of the brush strokes here are following the shape of the lady. And then all the grasses have like a general like this stroke. So all the strokes are following like the shape of whatever it is. So like here's a bit more like, you know. Let's see, do I have a brush? Oil. Thick paint, let's... So let's see. If, hold on. Let's study this together. Strokes and colors. Yeah, so if you're studying the strokes, just study the strokes. Like like I just did, where you're figuring out you're figuring out, okay, so all of his strokes are short strokes like this. Oh god. So he's not making like, woo! He's more making like strokes like this. And that seems to be the case for basically everything. The only thing that's different is the sky. But it's the sky, so it's quite ambiguous. So he has strokes like this, going all around. But if you think about the sky, you know, it's very flowy. So he's hatching some of the colors here, so you can see some colors going this way, and then you see some of them going that way there. You know, and here, like in this area, so this is where seeing the actual painting is gonna be way better, is because you can see the physicality of each stroke. So you can see where the paint is building up. So here I think what's happening here is he's like just dotting the brush, like he's just putting it down, you know. So this feels just like that. But it's hard to tell for sure. He could be, instead of dotting, he could be making small circular motions too. If we see the painting, we might be able to see how the paint is built. So, you know, sometimes you'll look at an oil painting. Oops, I'm drawing white on white. And then you'll see, like, you know, the paint would build up. So you know that, like, the paint was probably applied like that. So, you know, if you can look at an actual Monet, like, you don't even need to study this one in particular, because obviously he's applying the same techniques to his other paintings. So if you have a museum nearby that has like a Monet, then you can just like check to see the way. Like here in this area, you can kind of see there's a little like built up of paint. So he might have like done this with his brush, and then all the paint like built up on the side. It's something that we can't fully see in a 2D copy or like a photo. But if you have the actual painting in front of you to look at, you can kind of see like, oh, the paint is built up this way. So here we can kind of see like these two ridges. So I could see this, the brush had gone this way, and then the paint rolled up to the side, because, you know, when you're putting a brush down, most of the pressure tends to be in the center. So this is flat, but then the excess paint that got squeezed out of the sides. So that's what makes those ridges. So we can make that assumption. But again, this is the 2D. Oh man, but imagine Bob Ross. But see, like, Bob Ross, like, also just kind of teaches you, and in the end he's like, you know, do what you feel like, right? So that's like for brushstroke. But then for color, the best way to do it is to not color pick, because the key with color, it is all relative. So let's see, we see some slight orange here. Let me use the brush. Looks like a bit of red for her hand. And you know how we can check if I did okay or not? We can move this here. You see how it's darker, but it kind of looks like the same here. It's because what's surrounding this color on this painting is like a dark orangey yellow. A bit of a pale yellow. There's a bit of let's see. Oops. Oh, that's the... See, this is why I love Clip. It's but it's blending a little too much. I don't want that to blend. Oh, wait. Did I just... Oh, I did. Okay, never mind. I was the one who was wrong. Maybe I need... this? No. That's too dark. Not too bad! We're getting a little closer. But as you can see, I'm not even trying to copy the hand. I'm just trying to see how he's laying the colors down. Because if you just like color pick like this, you know, and then paint it down, you're not really learning, especially with Impressionists, right? Part of the history of Impressionists, they're trying to capture the way light like shone on things, you know, and how that movement, instead of trying to do a perfect rendition of the thing. So like color and movement is part of that. And so if you're just color picking, you're not gonna learn how the colors relate to each other. Like this, for example, you know, when I did this, right, when I started this color wasn't this dark, and especially here against the white, like it looks very dark, but it's the same color. As you can see, like I traversed it there, and this is like nearly connected. So if you just color pick, you're not gonna learn that relativity, and it's very important with color. The sky, I think, is like this. No, this is, it's a bit more warmer. Sky is a bit warmer, a bit more gray. Oh, okay, sorry. And then this, oh, that's too green. Maybe more gray. It's kind of like this. Let's see how we did. Ah, too bright. I mean, the skirt's kind of close, but it's a lot more gray. There's a bit of purple in there too, some red. So as you can see, like, it's so dramatic how it changes from what color is what next to. And you'll often hear like cool colors and warm colors. So the basic, really like the umbrella the most. It's very nice. The umbrella, like in stroke wise, it's really key to do like this. And then that's yellowish, close to still blue. And there is a bit of blue in there. That's too dark. I mean, there is some of that in there too, but also a little bit of light blue. Like, you're not seeing it because it's off screen, like my color wheel is over here. But I'm just... Let's see how we did. Hey, not too bad! The yellow could serve to be a bit warmer and gray. Yeah. Oh man, quick color theory thing. So there's usually like, you know how they say there's RGB? RGB and CMYK. But in terms of like painting, there's really red, yellow, blue, and then the warm and cool colors of those. So red is not just red, it's a warm red and a cool red. And it almost does not look any different until you put them next to each other. Then you might see like, oh, this is a cooler red compared to this one. Because when you put it next to each other, this is closer. Basically, a warm color means it's moving towards the yellow in the color wheel, and then a cool color means it's moving towards the blue in the color wheel. I put the color wheel here so you can see it. So if I color pick this, you'll see that this is here, and the red is here. So that's like what warm and cool means. So on a blue, it's not just like blue, it's a cooler blue and then a warmer blue. Warmer blues get like really close to becoming purple sometimes to some people, but I assure you it is still blue. And this is the same with basically every color. But how warm or cool a color is really depends on the color next to it. Because if we were just looking at this red, just this red without looking at this, we won't know for sure. We'll be like, oh, that's a red. But if this red, right? If we say this red, and then we put this next to that, this is really close to pink now. We're crossing over. But now this is warmer than this. So this is the cooler red. You know what I mean? So it's all relative when it comes to color. And that can apply to almost any medium, honestly. The only difference is how the color lays with another color if you put it next to each other. Or if you put it on top of the other one. So, like, my friend, like, showed a post which was really good in terms of, like, visualizing the color wheel. But that is we're getting into, like, topics that even I am not really fully understanding just yet. Like, I'm still learning. So I don't think I'm qualified to even like teach anything of that nature. But it is basically how the color wheel isn't just like a flat wheel. Oops, why did you go there? That's not what Why did you go there? Oh my god. Hold on. Sorry. I don't know what happened there, but freaking clip messed up my thing. So, like, the color wheel isn't just flat, but so the colors are in the perimeter, but the value of it is like on a z-axis. So it's It's a 3D. Yes, it is like a 3D space. Hold on. I have a friend who showed me a... What? Where's my... Oh. Ah, here it is. This is pulled from Twitter from an artist named Devin Corwin. But, like, this is a really good illustration. Like, yeah, this is how it's 3D and it's all the way around, and then the value in hue saturation is like the 3D space that makes it 3D. So you can see it's lighter at the top, darker at the bottom. And so this here, what it's dealing with here is just how light goes. Yeah, so it's like teaching. So if, for example, this is like if a yellow object is lit with a blue light, it starts to move towards the blue. So the color that it becomes then is somewhere in between those two, rather than like it depends on the intensity of the blue, right? If it's not too intense, then it just moves slightly closer towards the blue. It also depends on like the shade of blue, right? So if the blue is down here, and the yellow is up here of the original object, it starts to move down towards that color. And so the color that it becomes is a little less saturated, and then with so it becomes a little darker, a little more gray, because a little bit of that blue was added in. But that is, as I said, getting into things that even I'm still just like starting to fully understand myself. So, you know, don't like treat this as like, ah, yes, this is the answer. But this is a good way to think about the color wheel, actually. Your coloring will be so much better if you think about it like this. But, you know, then you start thinking about, oh, you know, when you look at the fluorescent light, right? It's not just white, it's slightly green. And that's like, it's getting into the nitty-gritty of painting. So, you know, if you want to get into it, highly recommend, but obviously not necessary. But here's for the interested. Do I have another? Oh yeah, I do. Let's combine them. But there you go. That's... No, you don't want to... Exactly. If you start to overthink things, you're... Because classes can be taught around color theory. It is so complex. It's so incredibly complex. And the thing is, too, right? What I see and what you see is also vastly different. Not only because of how our eyes perceive things, you know, I don't know if you're colorblind, and that color blindness affects that. And sometimes people who aren't colorblind sees colors differently. And so that's why we get into like, hey, that's blue-green versus, hey, that's gold-blue. You know what I mean? If you remember the dress fiasco at that time, like, it's just the way we perceive color and how, like, what context do we gain from that will dictate the color that we see. So it's very like complex because it involves human error as well. So, you know, if you want to study this painting, focus on like what I said. You know, if you're just focusing on the color, then try to like color pick a, you know, for example, here in this area we can see that there's a bit of yellow. You know, let's go back to here. Uh-oh. I'm gonna put my color wheel back where it belongs. So if we look at, for example, this area, right, based on this photo, we can see that there's blue, but there's also some yellow peeking in, which is turning it a little green. So it's the same, and this is the same like yellow that he's using over here. So that's that kind of like studying that you want to do. Is also cultural. Yes, exactly. That is also a thing too. Yep. And like there's a I think it's a native tribe in like Africa that sees that has no word for green, I think. So they describe things in shades of blue. So, you know, stuff like that. That's why colors are so complex. Like there's a general, I think there's a general thing that you can kind of agree on, but even that can dictate personal things. So, and if you think about it, you know, blue can seem like green to like this looks so purple to me next to this blue. This looks purple here, but now that I've blown it up, I'm like, this is a darker blue. This is like an ultramarine blue versus this one. No, this is more like a Prussian blue, closer to Prussian. No, this is ultramarine blue and this is cobalt blue. There you go. That's perfect. So that's like getting into the nitty-gritty. But I know some people who will say that this is purple and will die on that hill. And it's just a matter of different perception. So that's happened to me. There was one of my previous jobs, there was a wallet that was like this color. I think it was like this color. It was, no, that's still not. It was kind of like this color, maybe a little brighter. Yeah, it was kind of like this color. And he was so adamant that that was purple. And I was like, no, it's blue. And I even got like those apps on your phone that you can hover over a color and it tells you what color it is and it says blue. And he's like, no, that's purple. And I was like, no, it's blue. And that, I think what happened there is just a matter of he just isn't seeing it as that. Maybe because, you know, maybe he doesn't know that he's slightly colorblind, or he just doesn't see it that way. It's just a matter of like difference. It could also just be I'm a little bit more like I've trained because I took classes to kind of better differentiate between colors, so I can see that a lot better. It's a variety of reasons. Like, who knows? Could be genetics. But yeah, like if you look at these three, this color is definitely a lot more purple than say these other two. So he in some context he is correct. But if it's a matter of purple versus blue, it was like, no, it's blue. It's a dark blue. It's a warm dark blue. Yeah. But yeah, so when you're doing a master study, just make sure you focus on one thing rather than doing everything all at once. Hexcode? Hexcodal? What's that? Okay. Okay, I think it's safe for me to resume my non-IRL painting activity. There's a phone app that I used to play called I Love Hues, which is, it's just a color gradient that's cut into a grid. The number of squares depends on the puzzle, but it will essentially remove bits of that grid and rearrange them like it's all shuffled, so you're supposed to put them back where they belong. I'm sorry if that got like super wordy and long and possibly even boring. But there you have it. You guessed the hex code? Oh, that's fun. I would not be able to do that, because I would have no idea. I used to know hex codes well, but I have long since stopped. Because I actually did take some, like, web design when I was in uni. So I had to, like, do HTML, CSS coding. But I haven't done that in forever. Oh, have a good sleep. I'm sorry if I made your, like, pre-bedtime routine super dull. A purple is defined as a color that requires a mix of red and blue wavelengths. That's different mathematically from a violet, which is a color that can be represented by a single wavelength, but also can be produced with the human eye by a mix of red and blue. Ooh, I didn't know that. Have a good sleep, Oxbot. In terms of color, let's just say violet. I always... Violet is the more red. It has, like, you can see the red, and then the purple has a bit more blue in it. That's like how I differentiate the two. Good night. But I didn't know that the wavelength wise and mathematically that is a thing. That's really interesting. I didn't realize that. So the purple wavelength and the violet wavelength is not the same? Oh, okay. Wait, what? Violet is at the end of the rainbow by blue. Ah, okay. Yeah, I didn't know that wavelength wise that purple doesn't even have like a wavelength. I wanted to have like neutral expression. Now I'm super curious about it. 1 second. Purple has no wavelength. I misspelled that. Oh, that's so cool! A violet rectangle over a purple background. Alright, so it is... Violet is the bluer one, yes. I got it mixed up. Non-spectral color. Wow. Well, thing is, while every color you perceive looks real, they're pretty much all just hallucinations of your brain. See, this is exactly why color is complicated. The little red bump on the left is why violet looks similar to purple. And you can make a violet out of red and blue. Part of your eye that responds to red also responds to a little to pure violet wavelength. Oh. That's so fascinating. What are other non-spectral colors? Magentas, purples, and red purples. So it's primarily in like this range of color. Is the yellow not part of that? Wow, that corner, the pink magenta corner is really... It's kind of squished. It seems like it. Oh, hey, look, it's the three-dimensional color wheel. Yeah, only a handful are... Magenta is not a real color. Concept corrected. All colors are perceptions. Non-spectral hues. That is so crazy. Today I learned about non-spectral hues. That's cool. Thank you for pointing that out. Oh, should I? Did you also like research about color or something, or is that something you just happen to know? I'm curious. Indigo is included in spectral color. Is also spectral, but it was mainly included in the rainbow colors because the guy. Oh yeah, that one I knew. I remember someone telling me that. I think Creamy, my partner, told me that once. I used to do computer vision research. Oh. What's computer vision research? Like, what was that about, if you don't mind me asking? Processing an image to figure out what's going on. I must see. Oh. How can you tell how far away a blank white wall is? Oh. That's crazy. Things you learn. Like, I didn't even know that that was a thing. The answer was, we can give the robot a laser pointer in case it wants to add a dot to the wall to stereo vision on. Oh. And then the Microsoft Kinect came out, which did the same thing, but all the time, everywhere, and with infrared laser pattern. Oh. Oh, is that what they did there? It's like a dot grid, but... No! Oh. Sorry. Not to like... Oh no, you didn't finish, but that was like... I kind of conflated that to the Kinect made you depressed so you quit school, and I was like, that's horrible! Don't ask me why my brain conflated it to that. Hey, you're doing well now, so that's good. Pretty happy with that, so I'm gonna put that with the sketch. And switching projects a bit, then didn't finish. Oh. Wait, what was it like? Oh, this is already done, so what I'm doing is pointless kind of deal? But I'm sure that you were depressed for a multitude of reasons. At the time, all the roboticists were sticking Kinects on their robots, and Microsoft was mad because it was just for gaming, so they didn't want to make a way for people to use the data. What? That super sucks. I mean, just because they wanted it for just gaming? I mean, unsurprising move, but also like, wow. Well, yeah, they shot themselves with scientists. Excuse me. Whenever I hear stuff like that, I always wonder what Bill Gates thinks, because I know he's not involved with Microsoft anymore. But like, he seems like the kind of person who would be more than happy to let scientists just use that data. Or maybe I'm like too given into his philanthropic tendencies. Oh, I was just saying that I was wondering how, when I hear stuff like that, I wonder how, like, Bill Gates would react, because I know he's not really attached to Microsoft anymore. Like, he still is, but he's not really. He's not making any big decisions in there. Also, pets to kitty. Yeah, I just know that he has long since he's left Microsoft, so he seemed to be quite a philanthropist. So it just seems like Bill Gates would have been like, yeah, sure, let the scientists use the data, but you know, again, it's not run by him anymore. I was just pondering on how he might have reacted to people like that. Yeah. Who basically that's pretty cool still. Regardless, uncool of Microsoft and cool that you made a research like that. Even though in the end you didn't finish it. You're still chairman? Yeah, but chairman, you're not really giving out the shots at that point. Like, you kind of, you have a word still, but you know, you're not the only one. So he could have still, I'm not, I feel like I sound like I'm super on Bill Gates' side, but I'm really primarily just curious of his thoughts of it, because he seems like a person who would be more than happy to share data like that. But I wouldn't know. I don't really know him as a person. And I'm sure he has lots of issues. Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm not defending him. I'm just curious of his thought processes. Because I am perhaps wrongly assuming, but I am assuming that he might be someone who wouldn't mind stuff like that. This seems like a... He's never been an open source guy, or then maybe he doesn't have that thought. Maybe he was more like a, yeah, fuck those scientists. Eh. Hey, Caro! Thanks for stopping by. What video game were you about to play? Dun, dun. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Genshin? Ah. Good luck if you're doing any polls today. No polls today, but there's a new soul request. Oh. Okay, where's my references? Bing, 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 bing. Alright. Have a fun time with your game. Alright, good night. Thanks for all the stuff you have shared today. I appreciate it. I do like learning new things. Okay. Oops. Oops. Oh, Sheila's been working in such a... I've been working like this, but I've been working like this. Still, I think I made good progress today. I got this all sketched out. We did lots of stuff today. I have lots of things to put away. Let's see who's around. Oh, hey. You know what? Haven't been here in a bit. So we're heading over to Bunny. He's playing some Elden Ring. Not a big hold today, but that's fine. Hope you guys have a lovely rest of your time zone. Thank you again for keeping me company. We did a lot of varied things today. It was very varied. And I pulled out some things that I said I wasn't gonna do today. But hey! We did it. Until next week. I'll see you then. Goodbye.